All right. What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Disgusting win, but we'll take it. A nasty win, but we will embrace it. On Black Friday, Friday night, Friday day, Knicks pull out a nasty victory. We'll say that. 99-98 by beating the Charlotte Hornets. Jalen Brunson was big, 11 points in the fourth quarter, 31 points altogether. Listen, I don't care. Listen, nasty win, like I said it, but we'll take it. I don't care. Just to get off of this road trip, the Knicks go 3-2 on a road trip. I'll take any win on this Black Friday. Leftover Friday, I'll call it. We all know the leftovers feel better taste better the day after. We'll take it. Any way we can get a W, let's get a W, pack it up, hop on the plane like a thief in the night, and get back home with a win. Knicks 100 GM, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live today. Friday day Knicks. Oh, man, listen, man. You see, LV, that was the stress with this game. Should have been an easy win. Down, of course, LaMelo Ball. Bridges was down. Couple of this, their star players didn't play today. The only person that played was Brandon Miller, but OG Anunoby played well against him. He had him in cuffs. Brandon Miller on 20 points on 25 shots, 7 for 25 from the field from him, thanks to OG Anunoby's defense. Now, OG Anunoby didn't shoot well, but I thought his defense was huge on Brandon Miller. This game, it felt like we were sleepwalking. We just did not have it at all. Only 15 points in the first quarter. But after that, the offense got better. Of course, we're going to talk about Brunson and his heroics in that fourth quarter. I thought he was big. Captain Clutch, back at it, right? We're going to talk about Deuce. Campaign, I thought, also, too. But to me, who I felt was like really spearheaded everything was Josh Hart, right? From beginning to end, his intensity was great. Josh Hart's numbers were great, 13 points, 12 rebounds. I believe he had 5 or 6 assists. But from beginning to end, man, he just had the intensity all together for this team. Like just on both ends. He was in the fracas. He was in everything. Typical Josh Hart fashion. And to me, I thought he was the engine, right? That kind of got everybody started. Then, of course, the bench with Campaign. Of course, Deuce. Deuce was huge, 14 points off the bench. His intensity, his defensive tenacity was great. This is the league, man. This is the league. This is the league right here in a nutshell. When you're on the road, it's the end of the road trip. It's the day after Thanksgiving. You've been going how long? 10 days, 11 days from your home. And you got to pull out a win against a feisty Charlotte Hornets team that is just trying to get a win, man. They've lost 3 in a row. And you're just trying to get home. That's what you're trying to do. You don't care. You just want to get home and get to your bed. But you got to play a game. These are the tough games, man. This is the dog days of the season. When you're coming back on a road trip and it's the last game, it's either you win that one or you get your doors blown off. And we were borderline, right? We were borderline about that to happen. That was about to happen. Borderline. Excuse me, but we were able to pull it out. And kind of dig deep, man. See Towns right there. Towns had 19 points, 12 rebounds. He didn't play that well, but he shot 60% for the field, 8 for 16. To get 4 or 5 fouls. He just didn't have it. You could tell these guys just did not have it. Thank the basketball gods for the Charlotte Hornets being so bad. Because they were just as bad as the Knicks. Yes, they had their moments, but they were playing G League guys, man. And the Knicks said, you know what? Let's figure out a way to pull it out and get back home. Brunson, let's take us home. And he did. Like he always has done. That's why he's the captain. That's why he's the captain. Let's go to the highlights, man. Once again, right? It's tough games like this, man. It's really, really hard in this league to get up for certain teams. It's really, really difficult. It's really difficult to try to find your footing at times. And I think it's wins like this really that really kind of help your team build camaraderie and build chemistry. And sometimes it could be the really good wins, like when you blow out teams. But a lot of times it's wins like this. Guys, Knicks are getting better, man. This game right here, earlier in the season, game 4 or 5, right? We would have probably lost this game. So we're finding a way to win. We're finding a way to pull it out even when we just don't have it. And I thought altogether, man, listen, this was a tough game. It was a gritty game, but we got the W. And a lot of times that's all that matters here, man. It's all that matters. Get the win. I don't care how you do it. Get the win. Get back on a plane and go back home. That's it. And that is the hardest thing to do. That is the hardest thing to do in this league, is to pull out wins and get wins when you're not playing your best ball. When you're not playing your best ball, you're not playing your best hoops. How do you pull out wins? How do you pull out victories? How do you do that? I thought tonight they did a great job of that. Deuce has been a great addition, right? Since him coming back from the injury. Because Deuce has started to step it up. Thought he played well last game also, even though in a loss. But tonight I thought he came up with big, big key moments, right? Of course, he had that big steal, right after Brunson hit that 3, put us up by 5 right here. You see it right here in the clip right here. Came up with that right before break, hit a dunk right here, bang, bang. We're up by 5s. And that pretty much catapulted the Knicks. That play right there. They didn't let Brunson, you see this high clip, highlight right here. He laid it up right there. You see that kind of got us rolling. That was it. That was the ball game after that. They came down, knocked down a couple of shots, but I thought that was the ball game. That sequence right there. That sequence right there in that moment is what kind of propelled the Knicks. And I thought that after that, we didn't look back. When we were able to kind of close the deal and say, all right, man, let's get out of here with a victory, man. Even though we didn't play our best, let's get out of here with a victory. And that's how you kind of build championship DNA, man. I know a lot of people are going to kill this win and say, listen, man, look, you know what? We should have blew them out. Listen, you're not going to blow out everybody, man. You're not going to blow out everybody. Sometimes you're going to have tough ones. But the key is, when you have those tough ones, can you pull out the victory? You see the stats right here, right? We did not shoot well from the field. You see that, right? 44% to their 40%. We shot 12 for 32 from 3, which is 37%, I believe. They shot 15 for 47. We were good from the line, 15 for 19. We out-rebounded them 44 to 39. But look at the turnovers, guys. 21 turnovers that led to their 30 points. And that was terrible tonight. But that's fatigue. That's being tired, man. And I thought that's what I saw from these turnovers today. Even the one that Bridges made, right? The boneheaded one when he, right before the half, he just tossed it in. The guy got the steal and shot it in the corner. I was like, oh, come on, man. But that's fatigue. That's guys being tired and just trying to get it together and trying to end off this road trip with a win. But the bench points right there, look at that. 20 points off the bench, man. 20 points. They had 34, but 20 big points. That was huge. That's what helped us in this win, man. That's what helped us in this win. And you can't really be too upset by that. Right? I thought Deuce and I thought Campaign are really, really bringing great energy off the bench. Big time. Because they're like the spark. Both of those guys. and their tenacity up front defensively kind of wakes the guys up, man. This is the second game in a row where they've impacted the energy of the team coming off the bench. And I thought Sims did the same thing as well. Those Sims did the same thing. Just love how he's coming off the bench and kind of bringing that, that aggressiveness. Where's BKLA, man? What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for the boys, 99-98. And the road trip 3-2. Go back home Sunday. Face Pelicans. But we end off this 5-game road trip. It felt like we was on the road for like 3 weeks, man. 11 days they were on the road, but they ended off strong by beating a very feisty Charlotte Hornets, 99-98. Jalen Brunson, 31 big points, 6 assists, 11 points in the fourth. You gotta love it from him, man. This is a lot of people were trying to actually on this show, on the LV Live show. You know who you are. You were saying that Towns is the best player. No, man, he's not, man. He's not. This guy is the guy. This guy's the guy. And he always has been. That's why he's the captain of the team. I thought his intensity, I thought him kind of grabbing the ball by the horn and saying, I'm going to take over, was beautiful for this team. Knocking down clutch free throws. I thought all in all, man, his play in that fourth is what prevailed everything. Of course, Deuce's energy, but the captain's clutch shots in big moments when he knew his team just didn't have it. Look at it offensively, guys. We only scored 99 points. We still got the victory. Yes, the Hornets stink. They're playing backups. I don't care. It's still a league. It's still a league, man. This league is tough. I heard Wally in the postgame. He said it great, man. He said it. You got guys over there fighting for their NBA lives on the court that you're going up against. Some of those guys have only gotten in 15 minutes, 10 minutes the whole season. And they had an opportunity today to showcase who they are in front of their coach for them to try to get some minutes and try to get in the rotation. And so that's what you're facing tonight. Facing a hungry dog, man, who hasn't had a meal in like 10 years. And you're the one standing in the way of that. And that's what I thought the Knicks were to a lot of these young guys coming out and playing extremely, extremely hard. But once again, the Knicks had an opportunity to pull this out in the end, and I thought they did, man. I thought they did, and I thought they were able to pass a test that they struggled with earlier this year, right? When they were having leads, and of course in Atlanta, and of course in Cleveland, and of course that, what happened in Houston. I thought they had opportunities to win those games, but they could not close it out. They closed it out tonight. And that's all you want. It doesn't matter how you get the win, just get the W. Like Al Davis says, just win, baby. That's it. And to me, I thought that was a great point and kind of great to see from this team. Atlantic Lion, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live today on this Black Friday. Knicks pull out a great victory, 99-98. Jalen Brunson, 31 big points, 11 in the fourth. But I'm not upset about this win at all. At all. I'm not. I know a lot of people are going to say, LV, you're bugging out. They should have blew these teams' doors. Should have blew them out, LV. Listen, man, it's at the end of a road trip. You saw a fatigued team. They look tired, man. Even the turnovers, 21 turnovers for them. You see it right there in the stats. That led to 30 points for the Hornets. They were making boneheaded turnovers, man. And that to me speaks to fatigue. All in all, it speaks to fatigue. It doesn't tell me anything else about this team except that they were tired. Even though Towns had 19 and 12, he shot 8 for 16 from the field. There were moments he looked tired. Even towards the end of the game, right? They were tipping the ball around. They couldn't get offensive rebounds. Defensive rebounds. The balls were bouncing off. They had no lift. They were getting outworked by this young, pesky Charlotte Hornets team. They were feisty, man. And the Knicks had to match that intensity. That's why, to me, outside of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart gets that game ball. because I felt that he met that intensity head on. Where a lot of guys had to get caught up to Josh Hart's level, he was already there. He was already ready to go. But that's the thing about him, right? You can never question what he's going to bring to the table. You can never question that. You know what it is with him. You know what he's going to do. And that's the beauty of him. That's what makes him awesome. Because you know he's going to bring it night in and night out. And I thought that that's what he had tonight, and that's what really helped really prevail us, man. And then, of course, Brunson can grab the bull by the horns and really take us to the next level. I thought OG Anunoby played okay today. He's kind of coming back down to earth. But there was times I noticed in the game he looked a little tired too. There was one play in the game, right, where Brunson got it on a break. And OG Anunoby was running on the opposite wing, and he was like jogging up the court. And it was him and Brunson gave him a bounce pass, and he caught it and fumbled it and couldn't finish. And he looked tired. Then he started walking back down the court. I said, okay, he looks winded, man. And I think he had maybe just got back in the game maybe like 5 minutes ago. I saw a tired team today. And not even so much for the game. I think they were just ready to go home. That's what I got from it. They've been on the road for 11 days. I think it started getting the best of them. I think that's why they were making boneheaded passes. I saw a team that was ready for this game to be over. That's what I saw. And Charlotte is so bad that they let the Knicks pull this win out. And Jalen Brunson said, all right, man, I'm just going to take over. I mean, the numbers speak for itself right there. I mean, Charlotte's terrible. They're not good. But we matched their skill set, I guess. We matched that by how bad we played, just like them, right? But to me, it doesn't matter. Another tough night for Bridges, right? Let me say something about him, right? There gets a point in the season where you start to realize that a guy is really in his head. And that's what I see with him. I don't think the skill set is off. I don't think anything is like he's lacking anything. I think he's really in his head. I think he knows that he's not playing well up to his level, right? And I think he hears the whispers, man. These guys are on social media. These guys know, right? He hears the chatter out there about how well he's not playing. Right? He hears it. The guy's not an idiot. He hears what's being said about him, you know what I mean? So I think that he understands that, all right, I got to play better. And it seems like he's trying to force it. What I see with his jumper, right? Everything seems rushed. He doesn't seem under control. And that says to me of a player that's kind of unsure of himself right now. Right? Every jump is a fall away. I've never known every jumper to be a fall away jump shot. He's not even squaring up for his jumpers. Right? So once again, his confidence is a little rattled. So I think that he kind of feels he's starting to feel the pressure, man. Flat out. I think that's what it is. And there's certain things that he's doing, he's kind of messing up on. Even the pass that he made, like the boneheaded play right before the half, you could tell that he's kind of struggling right now with a lot of things. He's second guessing himself. Excuse me. And see, but that's what happens, right? When you go from Phoenix to Brooklyn, and then you get on the big team, right? The big stage, right? See, Brooklyn is that's a joke. That's not like playing on Madison Avenue, right? Well, the lights are the brightest, and like I said before, those lights on that court feel like hot lava beams on your neck. That's how it feels. And so, trust me, Bridges hears it and he feels it, man. And I see a guy that's like kind of like overthinking himself. Like even the one time I saw him posting up on one guy over there on the side of the court. It was on the Nuggets. It was on the Hornets side of the court. And he made like a really bad pass to Josh Hart all the way in the corner. Like he's overthinking it. The game is easy, man. You got a one-on-one right there. You know you could take that guy, take him to the rack, man. Or if not, back him down and hit that jumper right there, that pull-up jumper in the paint. The game is easy. It's not hard, man. You don't have to overthink it. He's overthinking the game. Overthinking it, even defensively too. He's a step slow, right? I just think he's second-guessing himself. And you could see he's starting to lose confidence. And in some sense, he kind of looks a loss out there. And he shouldn't be. He's too good of a ball player to think that. But that's what happens when you make that smooth adjustment. Not smooth adjustment. When you make that adjustment to go into a better team. So he's having a hard time. He's having a hard time because today he just didn't look right at all. At all. And he was making a lot of bad decisions with the pill. And so I'm watching him. I'm saying, okay. For the first time the whole season, what are we, 19 games in? For the first time I could see that he's starting to feel the pressure of playing in the city. And it's starting to get the best of him. So, yeah, so they're going to have to kind of and Tibbs, and this is where I miss Johnny Bryant because Tibbs is not really going to kind of pull a guy's coattail and talk to him. Tibbs is not that type of guy. That's why you kind of that's why you needed a guy like Johnny Bryant. I don't know if Jalen Brunson's dad is like that. I don't know if he has that same approach, right? Johnny Bryant's a very player-friendly coach. Jalen Brunson's dad comes off as like kind of being really militant, right? And so that can scare some guys away. Not everybody can deal with that type of approach or, that type of parenting, shall I say, right? Brunson's a very special kid, man, who's able to deal with that. But a lot of kids probably couldn't deal with what, the dad put Jalen through, right? I think it's great because, I can deal with it because I have my uncles and my dad was like that. But not everybody has the backbone and the fortitude to be able to deal with a guy that's like that. And so I don't know if Rick Brunson is the guy that Johnny Bryant is to kind of get to these guys to be able to kind of settle them down when they're struggling possibly with their confidence. Remember, Julius Randle really, really gave a lot of props to Johnny Bryant for really bringing him back to where Randle was really, really having a really good season last year. Right? So, we got to find that guy on the bench for the Knicks to help Bridges out. CP, Mets and Knicks, man. What's going on? I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big win for them boys on Black Friday, 99 to 98. Jalen Brunson, 31 big points. CP, man, what's going on, man? Listen, man, what are we looking at? Are the Mets still the favorite? I'm hearing chirps out there at Boston, man. Boston might get Soto, man. Boston's going to put up the money, man. I would rather you guys get him than Boston. I can't have that. If he's in the National League with y'all over the river, we see y'all a couple of times, then that's cool. But he can't go to Boston. Man. That can't happen, CP. So tell Cohen to step it up. Get that money up. CP says too many reports around Soto, man. It's crazy. This Soto stuff is crazy. I think it's between the Mets and the Yankees, man. But CP, I salute you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. David Smith, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big win for them boys, 99 to 98. The Big Cat, 19 points, 12 rebounds. So yeah, man. So that's the thing with Bridges, man. But I think we're fine, man. 11-8 on the season. I think we're fine. I think that when you're on a long road trip like this, and we're playing in this league, and you got to get yourself up after you've been gone for 11 days. You're coming off of Thanksgiving. You're playing a young, feisty team. That's a lot to deal with, man. This league is still tough, and so to me, that's why I'm not too upset about how we played today. And just getting out of here with a W and getting back home and getting ready for New Orleans Sunday. That's how I feel about that. Let's hear from Tibbs, man. Let's see what Tibbs is talking about. Let's hear from Tibbs himself.
How good the offense is, right? Points per possession, we're number one in the league. whatever rating you believe in. I've seen every rating. Some have us second, some have us first, right? So that tells you how good it is. We're high assists, we're low. Like right now, I know the fatigue is a factor because we turned the ball over a lot today, and like I said, the important thing was finding a way to win, and we went to the offensive boards, and we, probably the difference in the game. We got 19 points, they had 18, we won by 1. So whatever it is we got to do at the end, that's what we have to do. And so the switching isn't anything new. Every team that we played has switched. Most teams are switching 1 through 4. If you got size at the point, you're switching 1 through 4. Some teams are going to switch 1 through 5.
All right, so right there, man, it's quick clip. I apologize, background stuff, man. I don't know what's going on. LV was trying to, so I apologize for that. But what Tibbs is talking about there is he's talking about everyone's the big talk out there is that how teams are getting able to stop their offense, right, with this switching. Like he says, it doesn't really matter, man, about the switches. That's all a bunch of fluff. He said because they're still the number 1 rated offensive team in the league, right, based on the numbers. So it's not so much the switching. I don't think it's that at all, and I do agree with Tibbs. It's nothing, man. However you switch, whatever you switch, you got to find the mismatches. That's it. That is it. Don't try to do too much with the pill. If you see, Towns has a smaller person on him, pass it down to Towns. You see OG has a mismatch, give it to him. That's it. It's really, really simple. This game's not hard, man. The game will tell you what to do. It's not hard at all. So if they are switching, find the mismatches in the switch. That's it. And most of the times if they switch, they're gonna have someone's gonna have a mismatch. Either they're the bigger person or you got a guy Brunson at the top of the key that can get busy on a big and take it to the rack and get an and one. So this whole issue with the switching and all that other stuff, I think that's all a bunch of farce, man. I think everybody's just trying to find a reason as to why the Knicks just aren't playing good. And I don't think they're playing bad. I think they're playing fine. They're still trying to learn each other, trying to fill things out. Almost 20 games in. They're 11-8, right? So 12 games in, I'm sure most people would have taken that. We don't look like Philly. We don't look like, the Timberwolves. We don't look like Milwaukee, right? So I think we're playing fine, man. We're still one of the best offensive teams in the league. So I don't really think there's an issue there. But we just have to continue to keep the movements going. What I saw today is I saw a team that's tired from a road trip. That's what I saw. So yes, it was tough beating a team like this. I don't have an issue with this win. I don't. Yes, there's things you got to do better. Yes, man. But I think you're going to see a better team. Sometimes, man, you have doozies like this. But the question is this, right? When you have a doozy like this, can you pull out the victory? That's how I look at the whole thing. When you have a doozy like this, can you pull out the victory? Are you able to pull out the win and get on a plane and get out of there and steal a victory? Because this league is tough, man. You're going to have tough games sometimes. Sometimes your legs might not be there, whatever the dynamic is going on with the team. But the great teams really, really find a way to win. They don't lose these games. They win those games. And earlier in the season, the Knicks would have lost this game. Remember, they were up by 5 in Atlanta and lost that game. They were up on Cleveland by 13 and they lost that game. Right? So we've been in the mix quite a few times with a lot of these teams to where we should have won a lot of those games and we lost those games. We won one tonight. So do I think, we're in the top echelon of the league? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're a tier below. We're a tier below the OKCs, but I said this in my last show. The OKCs, the Bostons, of course, the top dogs. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And we saw it the other night when we played Dallas, right? Dallas is a really deep team, and we saw that. But they constructed their team to be ready to deal with, the ebbs and flows of the season. Right? So, the league is tough, man. I think we're in that next tier. I think we're in the same tier with Denver, with Indiana, Orlando. I think we're in that. But the upper echelon, the top dogs, Dallas, Boston, of course, OKC, I think they're kind of like in the league by themselves, right? So we have to get to that. And I think we will. I think we will be fine. We start getting back some of our weapons, and Mitch, of course, Precious, you know what I mean? And I think we'll be fine. Then we'll kind of start having more of a cohesive unit. then we can kind of get better. Then, like I said, off season, I think we're going to kind of definitely bring some pieces in. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live on this Black Friday. Great win by the Knicks, 99-98. Jalen Brunson, 31 big points, 11 points in the fourth. Captain Clutch coming through big time to give us this victory. So, this league is tough, man. And we have to get better in a lot of aspects, right? But I thought this is a tough road trip. I thought towards the end, you kind of saw like we started having tired legs. And I thought that played a big impact on this game today. All right, let me go ahead and go to the comments, man. Let me see what everybody's talking about, man. Let's see how you guys are doing, man. Let me see what's going on in here. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, man. Hope everybody did well, ate well. LV, man, had the leftovers, man. I'm kind of like on E right now. Knicks 100 GM, fourth game in a row. Cat had 12 rebounds, though. Yo, listen, Cat is cleaning up the glass, man. But he didn't really have it tonight, man. Even though and here's the thing, he was 8 for 16 from the field. 8 for 16. 19 and 12. Still solid numbers, man. That's how good of a player he is. And I didn't think he played well at all tonight. At all. They were calling everything. Like, there's a couple of those calls. They call travel on him. I was like, yo, what are these guys looking at? He was missing a couple of, like, bunnies, like, close ones. But he had a couple of timely threes when it mattered, right? So, thought he had big moments. But I didn't think he had much lift tonight neither, right? A couple of times he could have got a couple of rebounds. He missed them. But, hey, man, he's been playing great, man. So I'm not really great. But on the glass, he has been cleaned up. Deuce leg looked real good, man. I was shocked. Yeah, Deuce is coming around, man. He's like playing really well off that bench, right? That key moment, man. That key moment with that steal and that dunk that was big. Put us up by 5. And to me, that was the ball game. That was the ball game. Because it gave us a little breathing room. And then now Brunson could cook. Now Brunson can be him. But Deuce is playing really, really, really well, man. He's picking up where he left off, right? He was out for those 5 or 6 games, right? With that knee issue, whatever they call it. And he's kind of seamlessly kind of like worked his way right back in, man, knocking down shots, coming up with timely baskets, man. Timely baskets from Deuce. Great defensive intensity. I love the way he's fighting over screens. Deuce played really, really well today, man. Really, really well. Wiz BK, salute LV, man. Tibbs is crazy by playing the starters so much on the 5th game of 11-day West Coast trip. Yeah, man, listen, I can't even argue with that. How many minutes, man? Yeah, OG Anobi played 40. Josh played 41. I thought he should have gave Sims more minutes. Cat played 39. Yeah, man, he's got to get better with that, man. I think he's trying. I think it's hard, man. I think he's just his trust issues with a lot of people, but yeah, he should have played a couple of guys. But he's trying to get the win, man, before we can get back home, man, for 4-game homestand, right? So I usually get on Tibbs about certain things, but he was trying to get the win today, man. He was trying to end off the road trip, and so I can see why he did that. Knicks 100 GM. It's Payne, LV. He allows Brunson to get a long rest and come close and come close out. That's been the game. Right. You know what? Knicks 100 GM. I like that. I like that perspective from you, because Payne. I think the Knicks should re-sign Payne, man. And I know it's still early in the season, but I think they should give him like a deal, like for 3 years or something like that. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to need somebody to come in and protect Brunson, right? Protect Brunson, meaning with the minutes. To your point, he's able to end off the game strong because he's kind of been able to sit and rest. So you could bring him back in with maybe like 8 minutes, 7 minutes left in the fourth, if the Knicks need you to, right? Based on how the team is playing. But I love what Campaign is bringing, man. He came up with a couple of timely threes too, man. He hit that big one from deep that Towns hit him with. That kind of, brought the league, kind of like, shrunk the lead for them. But he's been playing really, really well, man. His defensive intensity is great too, man. Excuse me. Knicks 100 GM said, I still think it's Cat's team. No, it's not. No, it's not, man. No, it's not. It's not Cat's team, man. It's not Cat's team. It's the captain's team. You saw it today in the fourth quarter. No way. No way. No way. We don't win without Cat's rebounds. Agreed. We don't win. We don't win without Josh Hart's rebounds either, and his intensity. His Cat's numbers are a little deceiving. He didn't have it going today. He did it. He hit the glass, which is great. But I thought Josh Hart, his rebounds were bigger and more clutch at certain moments. Lion, why are we playing close games against the? Hey man, you know what, Atlantic Lion, man, it's ill because I don't really, I don't blame this team for this. I think they're tired, man. Tip said it in the post game. He said he thought a lot of the turnovers were due to fatigue, man. He could see it. Guys were tired, man. Guys were tired. I think this road trip has really, really done a number on them, especially the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. You could see it. Early start at 12 p.m. Man, you could see that these guys were tired, man. You could see it. It just helps that, the Hornets stink. So that's why we were able to pull out this victory. Knicks 100 GM said, one thing we for sure, OG is not an all-star. Yo, man, you know what's ill? You got a valid point there. I think he has shown that he could be. He could be. But he's got a lot of growing to do. He's still got a lot of growing to do. I think he's over dribbling, man. Don't try to do too much. If you're going to attack. Because how he scores is he just goes. He doesn't have the handle to try to break dudes down or nothing like that. He scores over threes, fast break points, steals. That's how he's able to get that. But he can't be trying to, he's trying to do too much, man. For the first time in a long time, I saw him get tired tonight. He looked tired today. Knicks 100 GM said it's more than pressure, right? He knows the team loved Dante. I don't know if it's that, man. I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's that with the Dante piece, man. Because they didn't trade him. They didn't trade Dante for him. They're saying this ain't that. He was ready to play with Dante. That's his boy. They was ready to play together, man. They was on the phone chat together. You remember? So I don't think that's it. I just think he's having a really hard time adjusting to this team and adjusting to, his role here and when to take shots, when not to take shots. He's still trying to figure it out. And now he's overthinking things. He's rushing his jumper too, man. He's rushing his shot. The shot is there. The shot is there. It's got to be a smooth jumper. Boom. Everything's a fall away and a rush. It's like he's going 100 miles per hour on his jump shot. He's got to take it easy, man. He's got to get back to basics. The pressure got to be extreme. Of course it is, man. This is the Mecca. This is the Mecca, man. Of course, I'm telling you. Them high beams in the center of that garden for like hot lava, man. When you on that garden court, it ain't like Brooklyn, man. I'm sure he's realizing. He's probably like, dang, man, why do the lights feel hotter here, man? Brooklyn, if it seemed dim, dreary, like a subway. But here at the garden, the lights are bright like I'm at the opera. You know why? Because you're at center stage, man. You're at center stage. That's why. So that's why the pressure is extremely high, sir. Yeah, he had driven all his way, man. I mean, I know he played talking about, yeah, man. Yeah, I remember that play. He's got to get better, man. Yeah, the camera zoomed on Tibbs after that play, man. Tibbs was pissed going to the locker room. Because he knows, Tibbs, come on, man. He knows these guys are tired, man. Tibbs knows he's been doing this too long. He knows guys are tired and fatigued, but you got to fight through it, man. You got to fight through it. And I think that was the frustration thing that you saw Tibbs when he was leaving that locker room. David says Tibbs has a losing playoff career record. He has been fired twice for a playoff underperformance. Tibbs has never made an NBA Finals, let alone win one. Yeah, man, Tibbs is struggling, man. That's why, listen, we're hoping that, he could turn that around here, right? I think he can. I think he's got the weapons to do so. This is the best team Tibbs has had, like I stated before, since that Bulls team with Derrick Rose, right? Joakim Noah and Luol Deng, like that team. That crew was legit. This is the best team he's had since then, right? So I think he's trying to figure it out, man. He's trying to see and tinker with some things, and I think we'll be fine. I think we will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think we'll lose to Boston. I think we're going to take care of Cleveland. I'm not worried about Cleveland, man. I'm really not. And all them dudes are going to come back down to earth. I guarantee you that. David Smith, we have a coaching problem. I mean, I don't see that, but I don't see it, but I can see where you could possibly kind of make the argument. CP says Uncle Stevie will come through. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. See what happens, man, with Soto. David Smith said there was not enough ball movement in getting everyone. Can't win a title this way. You know what's ill, David Smith? I think that the ball movement has been great all year, right? Hence the game we had 45 assists. So how many assists we had today? Yeah, see, we had 20 assists. So the ball was kind of getting stuck tonight. You have games like this, man. But we've been great as far as passing the ball around and having movement. I just think today we just didn't have it today, man. We just didn't. They're not ready for Boston, Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana. We're not ready for Boston. Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, we're definitely ready for them. I'm not worried about them cats. I'm not. The only team I'm worried about out of those two are Orlando because of the size on the wings. Cleveland, the only size we got to worry about is Allen. And, of course, forget the kid's name. Kid from USC. And Mobley. Allen and Mobley. That's it. But outside of that, but Orlando's got a lot of big wings, man. All those, like I said before, and I've said, feels like everybody over there is 6'10". You know what I mean? And they're playing really well without Banchero. He's out. And I think they've won what? What did they win? Like 9 out of the last 11 games? They're rolling, man. So, to me, they're the sleeper, right? Because they're young, they're athletic, and they're long, man. And that's always a problem in this league. When you got wings that are big like that and can defend, it's tough. It's tough, and they're really, really good. So to me, out of all of those outside of Boston, they're the one I'm worried about the most. This team looks worse than last year, and we have a better roster this year. David Smith, I don't think we look worse, man. Now, defensively, yes, we can get better. Offensively, we're elite, man. Offensively, we're elite. You got to give to get, right? So we wanted to get better offensively because we were limited. We were. And with Randall and his turnovers, you see the fiasco that he's causing over there and with Minnesota. You see what he's doing out there, right? So this is he's typical Randall, causing problems, turning the ball over, arguing with Gobert, just causing issues, right? He's not going to stay there long. He's going to be gone. He's a lot to deal with. So he didn't fit what we were trying to do offensively, but he fit the attitude, the aggression with Mitch, Dante, right? You add on Precious, you add on OG Anunoby, all those guys are rough, rugged around the edges guys, and I Heart, right? So that fits the identity of that, right? But out of those 5 that I just named, 3 of them are gone. I Heart, Randall, and Dante. So your identity is going to change a bit, right? So we still have Mitch, we still have Precious, and OG Anunoby. So the reality is that we got to kind of find what the identity of this team is. And that's something I think we're still, working through. But I think we'll be fine, man. But offensively, we're elite. We're way better than what we were last year. Coaches, until we get some defensive help, we are always going to be prone to these types of letdowns. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. I think, listen, Mitch couldn't come back notes anytime sooner, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that, that's something we gotta look forward to, because that's having an impact. It is. It is. Someone has to get on Cat about stupid fouls. Yeah, man, he's got to get better with that, right, Coach? And I'll be honest with you, he's getting fouled a lot, and they're not calling nothing for him. So I think that's why he kind of gets lost. He's not getting no calls. None. Like, he was getting fouled a lot tonight. He should have lived at the line. They weren't giving him nothing, but yet he's the one screen they called offensive on. That was not even offensive, man, at all. He didn't push the guy out. He just kind of kept his hands down and moved along with it. It was you let that play rock. You don't call a foul on that. But he's got to get better with that. I do. Someone needs to protect Cat from himself. See, that's what I mean, right? So that's what I mean by the Johnny Bryant piece. He's a big piece, man, to that bench, because he kind of helps Tibbs with the rotations and stuff like that. I don't know if Rick Brunson is the guy to do that, right? Because him and Tibbs like the same guy. You need someone opposite of Tibbs, right? And I think Johnny Bryant's more of a player-friendly coach. He has the ear of a lot of young players. I don't know if Tibbs has that. And I don't know if Rick Brunson doesn't either. Right? He probably does, but I'm just saying Johnny Bryant's energy is a little different than those two guys. Tibbs and Rick Brunson are like the same guy. Right? So, yeah. It's Brunson's team. Cat's just the most talented. Well said, sir. I like that. Well said. Well said coming from you. We know how you feel about Cat. So that's well said, sir. What had the Knicks won with Brunson? Cat made the Western Conference Finals with the Wolves last year, and the Wolves had the best defense in the NBA last year. Cat is better than Brunson. Yeah. Skill set is better. Listen, I'm not denying that, but we know who the man is, right? Who the closer is. Who's got ice water? It's that guy. It's not Cat. Not Cat yet. Let me say that. Overall, I rate Cat higher than Brunson, but Brunson has the advantage of being a point guard in a point guard league and also doesn't have the pressure of having to play defense. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but you got to come up big in big moments, man. I think that's what really separates you from everybody else. Certain things don't have to be said; it's just understood, right? So when Brunson gets the rock and it's like 3 minutes left on the game and we're kind of down, you already know you can trust in him to come up with a big play. He's proven it night in and night out, right? Cat hasn't done that just yet. Not saying he can't, but he has not done that on the biggest stage, and that being in the Garden. So until he gets that, this is still Brunson's team, and he's the captain. Cat now has four consecutive games. Yeah, Cat's great on the boards, man. He's been great. Brunson is just as bad as Cat on defense. He just gets to be hidden and pressured, put on everyone else for him. Yeah, man, of course. Man, listen, man, he's the man of the team. He's gonna get hidden. He's gonna get hidden. They want to make sure they preserve him. You could just pencil Cat in for 8 defensive rebounds. Listen, Cat has been great on the glass. He's actually been better on the glass than I anticipated. He didn't fit nothing here. We bent over backwards to fit around him. Who are you talking about? You talking about Knicks 100 GM? Who are you talking about? Cat? Who are you talking about here? The proof is in the pudding. Been 3 months yet, and he already worn out. He's worn out his welcome with the Wolves. Oh, he's talking about Randall. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's not looking good out there, right? That's not looking good, man. That's not looking good at all with Randall, man. Yeah, I see your Knicks 100 GM. Yeah, you talking about Randall? Randall, yeah. It's not looking good for him, man. But I said that though. I said I didn't think he was going to stay there because they like Naz Reid, so I think he's going to leave, man. You know, I can see Randall. I can see Randall going to Houston. I can see something like that. I think he would fit more with that culture out there. But then again, him and Udoka might have issues, man, because you know Udoka's like an alpha dude. So you know they're gonna be banging heads, and so he ain't doing what Udoka wants him to do. That's gonna cause a problem. So I could see him possibly maybe going to Dallas, taking less money. Who's there? Jason Kidd? That can maybe work. I don't know. I don't know if going to San Antonio will Pop, if that's going to work. Pop is tough to play for, man. So I don't know if that's going to, but I can see Randall going back to like Texas. I can see him doing that and ended off his career. Because you understand, Randall's 30, man. He's 30, 31. He's pretty much coming to the end of his career. I give Randall another 4 more years playing at a high level. I think he's done. Tim, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys. Nasty win for them. We'll take it. 99-98. Jalen Brunson, 31 big points, 11 points in the fourth. David Smith, right? You would think that years in the league and 4 all-star appearances that Cat would get the respect from the refs. Yeah, man, it's insane, David Smith. It's insane, like the lack of respect that he gets. Like he's getting fouled a lot, like a lot. He should live at the line. A lot. And they're calling ticky-tacks on him. That's my only issue. Like, and it goes for Brunson too. Like, those guys are getting hacked a lot. And these refs are letting it rock. No, it's okay. But then they go down and give a little ticky-tack. These guys are getting blown for whistles that like instant. Like that one for like Brunson. Brunson was hustling. He went to dive for the ball and they called Brunson on a foul. He didn't even hook the dude. They both went for the ball. That's a play on. That ain't a foul on nobody. Not on him or Brunson. That's a play on. Kind of like how quickly unlock Toppin. Unlike Toppin, come on it right over. I'm confused what you're talking about. How quickly we unlocked Toppin? You talking about Obi when he got to Indiana? Randall's on his way out of the league, man. Right? Yeah. I agreed. Yeah, man. It's this typical Randall at his best, man, with his attitude and all that stuff. Yeah, that's vintage him, man. The Wolves are cheap, right? They would never re-sign Randall and doesn't like it there anyway. The Randall trade was a Cat salary dump for the Wolves. Agreed, man. Agreed. And also too, David Smith. That's the issue also too with Dante too, man. They say they really wanted Dante, but I think that was just to stick it to the Knicks. I don't think that was an issue of like, you know, we want Dante too. We really like him. I don't think that's what it was at all. But yeah, Randall's gonna be up out of there, man. But so listen, guys, look, man. I'm not upset about this win. I'm not. It's a lot of issues we got to work out. Agree, but we're 11-8. I think we can go to 12-8 this Sunday, right? So that's it. We're back home. Let's just get some rhythm and get some home wins. Period. So 3-2 on the road trip. Going 11 days. We got to find some positivity about this. Positivity. Yes, they have to get better certain ways, especially defensively. Bridges has got to step up. But I have to say, I am happy with how we are offensively. The defense can work and come together. Once we get a couple of guys back who are our defensive stalwarts. You don't realize the beauty of having someone like Precious Achiuwa out there with OG Anunoby, how they can switch and having Precious Achiuwa out there, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart. Like just the way they move around, switch, rebounding, blocking shots. That was always a great combination when they was out on the court last season. You know, when Randall went down. Those three out there. And so I think that would be great to see. Of course, when Mitch comes back and, you know, everybody comes together. I think that would be great to see. Tim says, terrible win today. It's too early in the season for him to be stubborn coaching his team. We almost lost this game to a lot of the players that look like they play in the G League. Shaking my head. Agreed, Tim. Agreed. I think, you know, I said it earlier. I think what it is too, man, I think these guys were tired, man. You could see it, man. These guys just didn't have nothing left. Jay Supreme, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. 99-98 winning for them boys on Black Friday. The Big Cat, double, 19 and 12. You know what I'm saying, Tim? Like, that's what I saw, man. They should have blew this team out by 40, right? Same thing they did to Detroit. Same thing. But it's just you could just see, man. These guys, you know, it looked like they were full from leftovers or something. It looked like they had another plate before they got on the court today. They had some pumpkin pie, apple pie, stuffing, and a turkey leg before they got on the court. That's how it looked today, man. I'm being honest. They just didn't have it, man, at all. They looked sleepy and tired. As you know, a lot of those guys, like Josh Hart, was probably drinking wine or something like that the night before. Knowing they got to play at 12, so they probably had to be at the arena by 9 or 10. These guys were rolling out the bed, man. You could see it. I know, listen, man, I'm being honest with you. I know these guys are running to the bus. They're not even getting changed in the locker room. They're running to the bus with their warm-ups on and hopping on the plane, saying, yo, I'll take a shower at home. They will get something for Dante. Randall might be a sign and trade for that. I think they're gonna keep Randall. I think Randall's going to leave, and he's going to leave in the summertime. I can see them moving off of Dante. I told you, man. I told you guys before. I see Dante coming back, man. I think he's coming back. I don't think he's gonna go someplace, and I don't think he's gonna sign with them. He's gonna wait. He's gonna come back to the Knicks. Especially if his whole crew is there, Bridges and everybody. You know, Brunson's gonna be here. Josh Hart's gonna be there. You know, these cats are gonna be there. Bridges, I think, is, but you never know. Knicks might decide to move him. I don't know. Based on everything that's going on, I don't know, right? But what I'm saying is, I would not be surprised if he comes back home. I just wouldn't be. Jay Supreme said it was an early start today. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Man, I'm telling you, man. You guys think these guys are regular dudes, man. These guys are regular dudes. So trust and believe. You know, they had that, you know, they probably was ready to go, man. They probably did not. It's a long road trip, man. You got anybody here ever been on a business trip? You ever been on a business trip where you were gone like a week? I've been gone like a week. Like, I've done that a couple of times. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Like, you're ready to go home. Imagine 11 days, man. And I know a lot of people are going to say, yo, but they're getting paid millions of dollars. Yo, listen, man. Listen, man. When you're making bread and you're making money, all your bills are paid, you got cheese in your pocket, you got money in the bank, everything is paid for. Once your lifestyle gets into that rhythm, it doesn't feel like that type of money anymore. Like, it doesn't, man. So that's why I say you guys still think of these guys as regular dudes. They still got regular problems, regular issues, wife issues, parent issues, sister, brother. They still got life going on. So they're away from home for 11 days. You think these guys don't get tired? Then they're coming out. They know they got to get ready, but they're ready to go home. And then you got a feisty team that's just on you, like slapping at you. Just you got to get yourself up. And it's difficult at times. It is, man. It's not easy. The really elite, great teams never have a problem with that. And we're still trying to build towards that. That's how I look at this. We're still building towards something. We're not going to be ready, man. Like, Like we're in a championship already. We're not even close to that yet. Not even close. So we're still building here. So this is a win that you could put towards the building blocks. Continue to stack days, right? Learn from this and get better. But we got the win. It wasn't a good win. Like I said, it was a nasty W, but we'll still take the W and keep it pushing. But this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one after this long trip. This is a tough one. Remember when the Knicks blew out Giannis and Lillard and Joker and Murray? How could they not blow out the G League Hornets? No excuses. Once again, right? I think David Smith, and I'm not giving him a pass. I am, but I'm not making excuses for him. What I'm trying to say is you get up for games like that, right? But when you're on a road trip and it's long and it's the last game before a road trip, it's tough, man, especially against a bum team, right? You kind of like, all right, man, let me kind of just, you go through the motions. You just do. And this team is ready to go. They're running, and you got a lot of backups. Them dudes trying to prove themselves, man. And sometimes that's hard to match that energy. But to me, the really elite teams can do that with no problem. The Knicks are still trying to get to that. Jay Supreme, right? Brunson said it, right? He said they weren't ready to play today. Agreed. David Smith, what about that dud the Knicks showed about, right? The same thing, David Smith. They weren't ready to play, man. They weren't ready to go. They got to get up for those teams. But yet they got up for Phoenix, right? They got up for Denver, right? Why did they get? I think with the Jazz, they just got outmatched. I think the Jazz is just. I think the Dallas is just better. I think that's what happened. Their length and just. I think the Dallas is just a better team, better coach team, championship pedigree team. They're ready to go, and the Knicks aren't ready yet. But all those other teams they got up for, which is bad. That's something I'm saying they got to get better with. But that's all stacking days, man. They're still building here, man. This is a fairly new team here, guys. Fairly new team. So they're still trying to figure out how to win and how to be. Like, they're still trying to learn. Tim says people got to take it easy on Bridges, right? He's still trying to find his game. I'm glad he's going through his struggles now. So in the playoffs, he'll be clicking on all cylinders. Well said, Tim. Well said. Yeah, Tim, I agree with that, man. I think he's feeling a lot of pressure, man. I think he's feeling it, Tim. I think for the first time I saw it today by certain decisions he was making. And what I'm seeing is like he's rushing his jump shot. He's rushing it. He's not settled. Everything seems like it's like in hyperspeed. Like nothing is ever settled. You see Brunson's under control. Cat's under control. Even as chaotic as Josh Hart is, he's under control. That's just him, chaotic Josh. But he's under control. OG Anunoby always seems like he's under control. He doesn't seem rushed. The problem with him is that he tries to over dribble too much. That's not his game. Bridges is rushing everything. He's rushing jump shots. He's rushing everything, man. And that's how you know he's kind of like off his game. And so I think that he needs to kind of get back to basics, man. He needs to get back to basics. And that's why I'm stressing you guys. We miss a guy like Johnny Bryant. We do. Because that having him in there, getting in Bridges' ear and stuff like that, kind of telling him, I think would help him. David Smith, my concern is that they keep losing to easy teams. Listen, I agree. But they won tonight. They were able to pull it out. It was ugly, but they were able to pull it out. They got to stack days, David Smith. They're still learning each other. It's still early in the season. What is it, 82 games, right? So we're what? What do you want to say, like a quarter of a way? We got 1 quarter of the season done. We got other 4 quarters to go. Other 3 more quarters to go. Right? Because what are we, 20 games in, 19 games in, 20, give or take, right? So that's 20 games. So that's 120, another 20, another 20, another, that's 80, right? So 82 games, give or take, right? So we're first quarter, we're through the season. We're 11-8, right? So you got to be happy with what you see. Things have to get better, yes, but we're not 3-12. We don't look like Philly, right? So my thing is we're stacking days. We got to get better. So yes, we should be playing against a lot of these teams, yes, but that comes from building and understanding roles and who we're still trying to figure things out, man. And I think we'll be fine. Knicks 100 GM said, looks exactly like what I was seeing when quickly always in. I should do a video of how similar their defense really is. I think Bridges is fine, man. I think it's fine. I think it's that simple as what I said. I think he's got to get back to basics, man. He's got to get back to the basics, and I think everything is being too rushed. I think it is because he's in position for a lot of things. Those threes are there. They're wide open, but it's like every time he gets it, he's rushing. When OG Anunoby gets it, I don't see him rushing. It looks under control. Bridges seems like he's like, and it's the same thing on defense. He's over pursuing. He's over committing. Settle yourself, man. Settle yourself and play in yourself. Believe in who you are. Settle yourself. And it seems like he's trying to, prove something or whatever. Like he just has to relax, man. There's too many games, too many easy games. Are they going to be at easy? Right. Good teams will win all the easy ones. Agreed. We're still trying to get to that level of being a good team. I think we're an okay team, but I still think we're trying to get good, then really good, then elite, right? We're still trying to get that together. And I think we will. I think we will, but it's going to take time, man. It's going to take time. We just have to, kind of get it together. You know what I mean? But once again, a win's a win, man. A win's a win, especially after this long road trip. A win's a win back home, and we got the Pelicans Sunday, man. So let's kind of get that rolling, man. But we got the W, so let's keep that, in purview here, right? Let's be optimistic. A win's a win. All right, listen, guys. Listen, that's my show. I'm out of here. Listen, everybody, finish enjoying the rest of your Thanksgiving, man. It's still Thanksgiving, right? It's a day after it's Black Friday. Get some deals out there. Hit up Amazon. Hit up Target. Whatever. Get some deals out there. All right, but enjoy this weekend, man, with your family and friends. Listen, I'll be back for my show after the game on Sunday, so please come through and check that out. All right, if you're watching us on replay, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right. Also, too, if you're new coming to the channel, please subscribe and also leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right, but please subscribe. All right, but listen, guys, I'm out here. Enjoy your weekend, Black Friday, Leftover Friday. Eat those leftovers and enjoy yourself. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show. I'm gonna see y'all Sunday. All right, I'm out of here, people.